Hi everyone, it's me Abby and Lady Bug in the back. She's going to be keeping me company while I show you guys how to do a cut crease. So I'm going to be using this Born This Way foundation and the color is porcelain. Now it's a little bit off from my shade. It's like, I don't want to say it's too light for my skin, but it's like kind of off. But I'm going to be using this. And look how pretty the bottle is. Yes. So I'm going to be using my Morphe brush, and I'm just going to be putting a little bit of that foundation on the brush. Then I'm going to be taking some of my Marcousia oil by Tarte, and I'm going to be putting that onto the brush as well. Now I'm just going to be applying the foundation to my face, and as you can see, the color is a bit off. It ended up working for me just fine, but you know what I mean. It looks a little bit just off shade. I don't know. Enjoy. And again, as I usually always do, I will just put this in with a foundation brush, and then I will go in later on with my beauty blender. And then I'm going to be lightly blending the rest of the foundation that was left on the brush down my neck. And if you're wearing an off-the-shoulder shirt like me, then you can do it on your chest as well. However far down you feel like going, it's up to you. Now I'm going to be using this beauty blender here, and I did wet it before I turned on the camera. And I'm just going to be patting that into my pores, making sure it's all blended and packed in there real good. Now I'm going to be using my Revolution contour palette and my big fluffy elf brush, and I'm going to be contouring my cheekbones and my forehead. Now putting that onto my forehead. Now I squeeze my brush and lightly contour my nose. This time I actually decided to go in and get some more of that brown that I contoured with to actually see if I can snatch my nose, and it kind of did something, so, you know, give me something for that. Maybe a thumbs up or a subscribe. See, look, it kind of did something. Now I'm going to take this yellowish, I want to say pale banana-ish color, and I'm just going to set the makeup under my eyeballs with it. And I'm going to be using my beauty blender to do so. And then I also use a tiny bit on my forehead. And then I also went down my nose bridge. And then I make sure I really packed that in there. Alright, so now I'm going to be using this highlighter with my highlighter brush that is from e.l.f. And guys, literally I was like mesmerized. Like it was just so beautiful, and I was emotional about it because, you know, inside, like, I know that I shine this bright on the inside, and when you can finally do that on the outside, you just live for it. That's all you want to do. Like, I was just living for this highlighter. It was so bright. I was just dying. I was dying and I was living at the same time. So then I realized I had an idea in my head and I wanted to try it because I've never tried it before. I ended up wanting to highlight my collarbone, that is, and I was just, oh my gosh, it was so shiny and sparkly and I was just living for it. I've never done this before, so I'm probably gonna do it a lot now, especially in the summertime when I'm on the beach. Look at me, she's poppin', boo. Yes. Look at all that shimmer. Alright, so now I'm gonna use my Beauty Killer palette by Jeffree Star. And I'm gonna end up using this color called Confession. And then I started packing that onto the outer corner, or the outer V of my eyelid. And then I started to take this Rose Rust by Susan something I already forgot. And then I use that color to blend up into my crease. Kind of a little bit further than my crease, a little bit closer to my brow bone, excuse me. And it kind of blended that out a little bit. and now I'm going to use Courtney, and that's going to be used on my brow bone. And it blends it perfectly. It's really, really pretty, especially in person. Camera never does it justice. And then I use the residual eyeshadow that I have left on the brush, and I put that under my eyelids as well. That's what I did. And then of course do it to the other eye. Alright, so now I'm going to be taking this China White. Oh wait, no. Excuse me. I thought I was at that part. I'm going to be taking Black Rainbow because for some reason, I don't really know why, I wanted to add like a little bit of darkness to the look. So I wanted to pack some of it there, and then I ended up blending it out later, but I just wanted to pack the color into the outer V a little bit. I know it looks a little crazy, but I end up blending it. I was just trying to pack it in there. I didn't want it too dark, I didn't want it too light, so I was really just trying to work with it and see exactly how dark it was. I don't know why I wanted to do it, but I did. That's the process of makeup. And then I start to blend it. Okay, so here's where the cut crease comes in. A lot of people will use a cream concealer. I, on the other hand, used the foundation that I had on, which was the Born This Way foundation, since I just had it on hand. And then I used a really, really thin e.l.f. brush, like super thin. And you're just going to want, not too much because you don't want to make a mess on your eyelid, just enough to clean it off. And you want to, I start like in the middle, and then I start to blend the rest of it outwards just so I don't make a huge mess. And then you just pretty much carve out the shape of your crease. Go along your crease line, I suppose. I'm not really sure how to describe it. I feel like I could just show you better than I could describe it, but I use like my eyeball, like I go around my eyeball and carve out my crease. I don't really know. Like I said, I can show you better than I can tell you, pretty much. But really use a steady hand and take your time because you want it to look good. But it's not super hard either. It's actually pretty easy to do. I also do plenty of cut crease eye makeup looks on my sister's channel. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll leave her YouTube name in the description box below. Just be on the lookout for that. Okay, so now you're going to want to set either the concealer or the foundation, whatever you use to cut your crease. And so I just used, here's where the China White comes in, from my Beauty Killer palette, and then I set that in so that it doesn't move around or become super greasy and start moving my eyeshadow that I have on my crease around. That's a big no-no. And this is pretty much where you can clean up anything that came out messy. Yeah, I sometimes like to clean it up a little bit. And it also makes it look smoother. So that's what you want to do. And that's what it should look like when you're done carving it out. Now I'm going to use this tattooed liner by Scone. This is my favorite eyeliner of all time. It's very, very easy to spread, and it's super dark, and it comes out one try. And as always, I like to start at the outer V of my eye. I like to start forming my wing first, because as soon as I have my wing down, I know that the rest will be cake. I just have to get the wing right. And then I draw a super thin line along the line of my eyelid. My lash line, yes, that's what I meant to say. Don't worry, I'm professional. And then however thick I want it to be, I start to form the thickness, but I make the line super thin just so that I have a base. And that's what it should look like. And now we gotta do this to this eye. So let's get going. And now I'm going to be putting on falsies. So we gotta wait at least 15 to 30 seconds depending on the glue you have and how long it takes to get tacky, but you have to wait for it to get nice and sticky so that it sticks to your eye first try, and you're not struggling and wiping off your eyeliner and just getting frustrated, because I know that it's really frustrating. So I'm applying my lash now, and it's looking good. Oh yes. And there we go. So now we gotta go put lashes on this eye. This one was giving me trouble near the inner corner of my eye, which I always have with lashes because my eyes get super watery when I'm putting anything on my eyes, anything makeup related. So I was just trying to really stick that on. But it ended up working, and look at that, baby. And that's pretty much the eyes. And that's what they should look like. And I'm just feeling myself. Now I'm going to take my Super Sizer Fibers, I think this one's called, by CoverGirl, this mascara. And it's in the shade Brown Black. And I'm going to be fusing my actual lashes to the fake ones. Okay, and I also want to make sure that I get my bottom lashes as well. I hate when I forget to do that when I put on fake lashes. For some reason, it doesn't really cross my mind as soon as I have fake lashes on. And now I'm getting my bottom. Alright, and that's the finished look with the eyes. Alright, so now we're going to move on to lips. And I believe that this lip liner is by L'Oreal. And I think the color was toffee something. I can't really remember, but it goes with the look. So stay tuned. And I really like to overline my top lip a lot more than my bottom lip, because my bottom lip is just a bit more juicier than my top lip. So I don't really go crazy with my bottom lip, otherwise I'll look really weird. Alright, and now I'm going to be taking my NYX Liquid Lippy, and it's in the shade Stockholm. And it went perfectly with my eyeshadow, which is why I'm using it. And now I'm just filling my lips in. So 500 years later, my lips are done. I now realize I could have probably done this step mostly off camera. Didn't think about it, but she's beat for the gods. She's done, baby. And this is the finished look. Alright, so then fix yourself up and pose for the camera awkwardly with your greasy, not done hair. Trying to get a thumbnail here. Couldn't really do it. Wasn't really feeling it. You can kind of tell. But yeah, this is the finished look, and you guys know that I love cut creases because I do a million of them on my sister's channel. And so you'll probably will be seeing that a lot more from me on this channel as soon as fall comes. Oh, but we can't forget about Lady Bug. She was a big addition. She's been here with me for a while now. But look at that highlight, guys. Oh my gosh. I was totally feeling this look. I went to work with this entire look. Usually I take my lashes off right after and say forget about it. I'm not gonna do this all night at work, but I kept this look the whole night. I was feeling it 100%. I really hope that you guys were able to learn maybe a few tricks from me though. I know that I wasn't really that good at describing how to do a cut crease, but I really appreciate you watching, and I will see you guys next time. Love all of you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.